friends and welcome back to Tutors. So in the previous video we were discussing about transportation in human beings. Now we'll discuss about the transportation in plants. Okay. So here we'll be discussing about both transportation of water and transportation of food. We'll start with the transportation of water. So one important thing I have to ask is which is that issue which is helping in transportation of water in plants? I hope every one of you know the answer. It is the xylem. So xylem basically helps in the transportation of water. So here two, three terms that you have to keep in your mind is one is that of the diffusion. So diffusion always is the transportation of the things or particles from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Whenever there is a concentration difference happening, the diffusion also happens. Okay, so Mm, so, first thing, the plant always absorb water from the soil, right? Because soil is having a higher water concentration when comparing to the roots. Now, from the soil, okay, soil I told they are having enough water content when compared to the root. So now what happens here? It is a difference in concentration experience. So water will move from the soil into the root. Okay, so this is what is happening from the soil, the diffusion into the root. Now in the same way, a continuous column of the water is maintained. How? For example, if the diffusion is happening at this point, okay, so the water is entering here. Now the water has entered here. This particular cell, for example, we imagine there here one cell is there and the diffusion has happened in here. So the adjacent cell, so here we have another cell, again we have these cells here, again we have the cells, we have so many cells which are interconnected. Okay. So basically, when I tell about the transportation, you have to always keep in mind that xylem tissues are helping in this transportation. Okay. So the xylem tissue, whatever it is present here, they are taking up the water from the soil. Okay. So all these tissue, the xylem present in the stem of the plant, the xylem present in the leaf of the plants, they are all helping in water transportation. So once this we'll see about this particular cell. Okay, hope you are able to see this pointer over here, this one, which one I am moving. Okay, so this particular spot here, when the diffusion is happening, now the xylem cells or the xylem tissue present in the roots, they will absorb the water. They will all absorb the water from the soil into the root. Okay, so the transportation, so the absorption of water is happening everywhere in the root. So here and all absorption is happening. So once it reaches here, one cell, now the here this particular cell uh, or this particular xylem, they are having less water content compared to this one, right? Because there is a water concentration. Now what happens? Water will diffuse into this cell. Now from this cell, as there is a water concentration in the next difference in water concentration in the next cell, the water will move to the next one. From here it will move to this cell, from here to this cell, from here here, from here here. So like that, what will happen? A continuous column of water is maintained and water will move like this. Now to different paths it is moving, and how it is happening? It is because of the xylem tissues present in the root, stem, leaves, and therefore they are all interconnected, right? We saw they are all interconnected, and that is why, because it is happening, or this particular interconnection or a continuous column of water is being established here. See, you can see here they are all filled with water now. So in this way, continuous column of water is established here. So this is how the water moves from the lower parts of the plant to the aerial parts of the plant. So root cells take up the ions from the soil, which create a concentration difference between the root and the soil. Now a column of water is produced here, and therefore the rise will happen, or the water will move from the lower parts of the plant to the aerial parts of the plant. In this way, through the xylem, the transportation is happening. Okay. Now what happens in a taller plant? In very tall plant, uh, only this root pressure or only this pressure concentration difference in the root will not help in the complete transportation of water. So there another process which is called as a transpiration is helping. So what is transpiration? Transpiration is the evaporation of water from the aerial parts of the plant through the stomata. So water is lost from the aerial parts of the plant through the stomata or the stomatal opening. So when the transpiration is happening in a bulk, for example, the transpiration is the loss of water, or the aerial parts of the plant is losing water from it. So what happens when, okay, for example, if we consider this particularly, we are just talking about this particularly. If water is lost from this leaf, okay, transpiration is happening, water is moving out from this leaf. Now we'll see about this particular cell, okay, in this leaf, and again we have so many cells, so many xylem cells which are again interconnected. Okay. Okay. Mm. So here this particular cell, they already lost water, right? Through transpiration they lost water. Now what happens? They will start to ask the next cell, its friend, the adjacent cell which is present here. They will ask this particular cell that, do you have enough water? That I need water. So what happens? This cell will ask this particular cell. Now what happens? This will create a suction pull. Now like this it will travel down. So this first cell is drawing water from the second cell. Now like that they are taking up water from the adjacent cell, and like that they will start to draw water from these cells. So same thing is happening here also. Like this cell will take up water from this cell. Okay, so like this a continuous flow is happening. Here what is happening? The upward flow is happening. The water is moving from the lower parts to the higher parts. Now why it has happened here? It is because of the transpiration it is happening. So in higher plants or in taller plants, transpiration creates a pressure there which will help in creating a pull upward, or which will help in pulling the water from the lower parts of the plant to the higher parts of the plant, or the aerial parts of the plant. So this is how transpiration is helping, and this is how water is reaching the higher or the aerial parts of the plants. Okay. So translocation and phloem. So translocation is the transportation of food particles happening. So from the stored parts, the food, it is synthesized through the process of photosynthesis. Now the photosynthesis is not happening in every part. It is happening only in the green parts of the plant. So now whatever the food has been prepared by the green parts of the plant, it has to be transferred to other body parts, other parts of the plant. So that is through the translocation it is happening, and the tissue which is help in translocation or the transportation of food is that of the phloem. Now here again we'll constantly tell about the osmosis, the difference in concentration, etc. So diffusion, there I told it is the movement of particles from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Again, osmosis is the movement of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. That's the definition of osmosis. So when in the case of translocation, what happens is, first we'll suppose that this particular part, so this particular part has enough glucose molecule in it, or this particular part has the stored food in it, and whereas this part, now this part needs food, they are not having enough food in this particular region. So the food has now reached from they stored or from the region where they have enough glucose molecule to a region where they do not have enough food. So how it is happening, that's what we'll discuss in translocation. So the food particle or the solute particle or the glucose molecules present in this region will be transported to the phloem. So phloem is the tissue which is concerned with the translocation process. So food or the glucose molecule will be transported from the parts which already have enough concentration of the glucose into the phloem, and here it is an active process, that is ATP is used for the transportation of the food into the phloem. So it's an active process. So the food has reached the phloem now. So now the flow will happen until a balance is created, that until this particular part and they both have enough or they both have the same amount of solute in it. So until then the uh, transportation is happening, and once active transport is happening, that is food is moving from this region to the phloem, or food is moving into the phloem. Now, now the phloem is having enough food molecule. Now the concentration in phloem has increased. Now there is two ways by which the plant can cope with it. One thing is, again it has to give back the food to the body, this particular part. But that is not why we have started translocation, right? Now we are taking the food from here and this particular part needs food. That is like this transportation has to occur. But so this phloem can't give the food back here. So what happens? We have the xylem tissues adjacent to the phloem tissue. Xylem tissue, it is concerned with the transportation of water. So xylem is having enough water in it. Now phloem, now what it is having? It is having enough solute particle in it. Now what happens? There is osmosis taking place. That is, water will move from the xylem into the phloem in order to balance the concentration, because xylem is having more water concentration, less solute concentration. Phloem is having more solute concentration, less water concentration. Okay. So the water is moving from the xylem into the phloem. It is happening through a permeable membrane. So sorry, semi-permeable membrane. So now the water is moving to the phloem. So that's the osmosis. The first step I told that it is the active loading of the food particles into the phloem is happening with the expenditure of ATP. Next is the water flows into the phloem through the process of osmosis. Now, when continuously water is flowing from the xylem into the phloem, what happens? This particular region in the phloem, it will be filled with water, or there will be more water here. It will start to swell up. So here you can see in this particular region it has started to swell up. So what happens in order to balance this, the solute particle or the solution hold together, the water as well as the solute particle, it will start to move to a region where there is a lower pressure, because in this particular region the loading and osmosis, it is not happening. So here there is no pressure created. So the solution together, that is the water as well as the solute particle, will start to move to a region where there is a lower pressure. So there is a bulk flow happening. Both glucose molecule as well as the water molecule is traveling now. So it will travel where there is a very low pressure is created. It has reached here now. Okay. So now what is left? It has to just give the solute particle, whatever it is present, into this region where they actually need the food. So it is unloading which is happening, and it is through the diffusion only, because there is a difference in concentration here. So hope it is clear. Once more, I'll just tell it once more. So from the plant parts where they already have enough stored food and where the solute particles are more in number or glucose molecules are more in number, they will move to the phloem, and when the phloem, it is rich in the solute particles, or when it is rich in the concentration, the xylem vessels which lay next to it or lay side to it, the water will start to move to the phloem in order to balance the concentration of the solute. Now, as the flow of water is happening continuously, that part of the phloem will start to swell up because of the inflow of the water. In order to balance this pressure created due to the flow of water, because this plant walls, the phloem walls, it will start to expand. Okay, so in order to ignore, or in order to balance this pressure created due to the osmosis, the water particle along with the solute particle, it will have a tendency to pass to a region where there is a lower pressure. So there is a bulk flow happening. So from here it will, from a region of higher concentration, or from a region of higher pressure, it will move to a region of lower pressure, and there unloading happens. That is, the food particles from the phloem, it is transferred into the different parts of the plant where they actually need the food particles. So that's the translocation happening. There are the four steps happening: loading, which is an active process, then osmosis is happening, transfer of water, then bulk flow of the solute particle along with the water particles are occurring, then unloading of the food particle, at last it is occurring. So hope it is clear. Then now we'll see the questions regarding both the sections, that is transportation in plant as well as transportation in animals. So why is circulation in man called as double circulation? I hope I told it in the previous video itself, because the blood is in the case of double circulation, what happens is the blood is passing through our heart twice, two times in one complete cycle of the circulation. It is passing two times through our heart in a single circulation, single cycle of circulation. So it is called as double circulation. Now, name the two plant tissue which help in the transportation in plants. So we told xylem helps in the water transportation and phloem helps in the food transportation. Next is, what do the following transport? Okay, vena cava. We told that inferior vena cava and superior vena cava, they carry the deoxygenated blood into the heart. Now, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, and xylem. Okay, I think you only have to just try to remember what pulmonary artery carry, what pulmonary vein carry, and what xylem carries. Okay, so one thing we know, that artery, they always carry blood away from the heart, and vein always carry blood towards the heart. So hope you got the answer. Then define transpiration. So transpiration, I told, it's the evaporation of water from the aerial parts of the plant, and it also helps in the transportation of water. Then translocation, the transportation of food particles to different parts of the plant from the site of photosynthesis, called as the translocation. So that's the end of the transportation part. Now we just have one more topic left in this chapter, that is the excretion. So that will be dealt in the next video. Thank you.